To today's perspective guest, and when she was 18, my guest today was in a bar in the Norwegian city of Trondheim when she noticed a group of men laughing at her. When she asked what was so funny, the reply came back, "Aren't you that porn star?" Now, at first, she didn't understand until she saw the photo that they were looking at of her having sex with her boyfriend. He had posted it online in a clear case of so-called revenge porn, the illegal sharing of nude photos. Instead, though, of curling up into a ball, she's become a revenge porn activist, as she puts it, taking back control and fighting back against the problem. Well, Mia Landsem joins us on the programme now. Thanks very much for coming on and talking to us. Just first of all, what was it like when this incident happened? How did it make you feel about yourself?
Hi. So I kind of feel like I blacked out a bit. It was really hard to understand when they asked if I'm that porn star. I didn't quite understand at first, and then I just cried. Felt like my life was over.
It does presumably install, even as bad as suicidal tendencies, or even has caused people to actually commit suicide, hasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people, like I know a 15-year-old that killed herself, and several of the victims that I talked to, they don't want to live anymore.
Presumably it often happens to younger people as well, which inevitably is going to be even harder for people to cope with.
Yeah, so the young ones are full of hormones and, all the pressure in school and stuff. And then everyone at school has your picture. It's really hard for them, and they even don't want to go to school anymore.
And why do people do it? What is the reason for people posting those kind of images, do you think?
So I don't usually call it revenge porn, as I don't associate sexual harassment and abuse as porn. I call it image-based abuse. So there's several reasons. It could be revenge, which is why people come up with the word revenge porn. But it could also just be that they're trading the pictures. They want money. They say, I have this picture of this person. I want €100 and you can get it. And then they could also just do it because it's exciting, or they want to show off. So that's most of the reasons that people do these things.
So, one of the reasons you're saying there, it sounds like it's to people, it's almost a game.
Yeah, it's like trading Pokemon cards, like in the schoolyard. They have their own sites on the open web where they just trade and ask for pictures, and they collect these pictures in folders, applications, password-based. It could be in that you need an invite link to come into the group. So it's really big.
And do you think that the person who's posted them, and indeed other people as well who are looking at these images, have thought at all about the individual that's in those pictures and how they might feel about it?
No, I often speak to people and they're like, well, yeah, I was just looking at the photo. I just showed the photo from my phone. I didn't send it to anyone. But it's just as bad, even though, for example, if I didn't know if you were just looking at the picture, you can still feel the whole world is watching you. And I was looking over my shoulders all the time, getting dressed. I moved out of my hometown. I felt like everyone knew, everyone saw me naked. So if you see those kind of pictures, then just tell the one in the picture if you know them, and just let them know.
So what did you do about it? How did you manage to come out of that situation?
So for my case, my ex took a picture without me knowing of us having sex. And when I broke up with him, he sent it to someone that was not my friend anymore. And she sent it to 2 other people, and so on and so on. And this girl actually helped me because she didn't know that, oh, is it everywhere? I didn't mean to do that. And she started helping me. She sent me screenshots of my ex-boyfriend sending her the picture. And I just reported the crime to the police, and he even said, yes, I did it, and I'm going to do everything I can. And the police even just closed the case. They didn't do anything about it before I filled in a complaint.
Okay, lots of questions to ask from that answer. First of all, did your boyfriend or your former boyfriend regret what he'd done?
Yeah, but I don't think he regretted doing it to me. I think he regretted being caught, because he didn't really help me. He was being manipulative. He didn't want me to report it to the police. He was just thinking about himself, just like he would always do.
And how depressing was it that the police basically weren't interested by the sound of it?
So basically, it was heartbreaking. I felt like I had no one to talk to. I didn't tell this to anyone, but everyone kind of knew. I didn't ask for help. I was all alone. And then I just started helping out other victims as well, just to make sure that someone would tell them, your picture is out there and this is what you can do about it, instead of just getting a message like, oh, aren't you that porn star? And when the police closed my case, I saw that they have done several mistakes. They had put it under sexual harassment, but I was under the age of 18 on that picture. And there's a law in Norway that says pictures that sexualizes children, and that's up to 3 years in prison. So they had absolutely no reason to close my case. I complained and they put it under pornography. So they did several mistakes and it made me pissed off, and I just wanted to make sure that no one else would experience that.
So what do you do now to help other people then?
So I am 25 now, living my best life. I work as an ethical hacker or penetration tester at Orange Cyber Defense. There I secure like businesses, both private and everything, against cyber attacks. We test their applications. So I do that from 8 to 4. And by night, I answer emails and I help out victims. I go with them to the police. I have done 500 talks. I've been to Las Vegas to do my talks. And I wrote a best-selling children's book about IT security. So I'm trying my best. I work a lot, but that's everything I can do right now.
I mean, it's incredible, isn't it, how such a negative, horrible event has completely turned your life around in the end and made it into such a positive thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was at that point where, okay, should I just end my life or should I actually use this to something good? And I really had to do some work with myself. I went to therapy. This hasn't been easy. And then you're a celebrity overnight. I helped the world's biggest handball star, and she said my name in the media. And I've been on TV shows. I've won several awards for my work, and that's nice. But I also have, for example, pedophiles that I have collected evidence against, and they're now in prison, and they don't like me. I get death threats, harassment, stalking. It's been really hard, but I am strong, and it helps me to help others.
And just finally, presumably it's something that you plan to continue following through as you start to grow up, or grow up even more.
Well, yeah, I'm going to continue doing this work. Not too many people are doing it, so I just want to continue as a full-time cyber consultant specialist in Orange, and also just help people outside of that. But now I'm also looking at the laws. I'm looking at the more political parts of this case as well.
Good to hear such positivity coming from you after such an event which happened to you when you were so much younger as well. Thanks very much for talking to us on the programme today. Mia Landsem joining us there from Norway with her incredible story, and that story of revenge porn as it tends to be known in the media, but as she says, she has other ways of looking at it as well. Thanks to her.